The walking skeleton. The greatest fear that humanity has as a whole centers itself on death. As living creatures, we have an innate desire to remain in that state and avoid the effects of death. But even with this innate fear, we have a basic understanding between the realms of life and the realms of death. However, when this basic understanding is violated in the form of the dead returning back to life, our view on reality is shaken and allows our fear of death to sink in even further. This is because it violates our understanding of the natural order of things. The realm of the living is no place for the dead, but when the dead reclaim what they once had, nothing good ever comes from it. Through this innate fear of death, plenty of stories and legends emerged surrounding the dead returning to life. But out of all of these stories, one story in particular can be connected with these woods. It comes from a Native American tribe that once traveled through this area, and it is centered upon a creature known as the walking skeleton. It starts with a small band of monarch natives traveling across the valley that would later become Huntington Lake. There are only a handful of individuals in this band, and with the day getting late, they decided to set up camp for the night. During their traveling, they were hoping to come across some game, but much to their misfortune, they weren't able to come across any. Adding to this misfortune was the fact that the game trails became inexplicably cold. On top of all of this, they are also facing the threat of immediate starvation because they are running low on food. As night rolls in, a freak snowstorm comes in and strikes, trapping the band there in the valley. Adding to this blanket of white, when day comes and the band looks around, all that they can see is a heavy blanket of fog covering the area, preventing them from getting their bearings and leaving. They aren't even able to tell what time of day it is, except for the fact that it's either day or night. But it eventually reaches a point where this little comfort becomes hard to distinguish. As a result, the band's food supply disappears, causing starvation to sink in. Eventually, when things finally manage to clear up, none of the individuals from the band come out of there alive. But despite this daunting fact, one of the individuals from the band does come walking out of camp. As starvation was sinking in, this individual was struck by hunger-induced delusions. This in turn caused him to look upon his own body as a means of sustenance and as the only means of staying alive. This led him to devour all of his flesh and soft tissue, resulting in him becoming nothing but bones and ligaments. And with the consumption of all of his flesh, it resulted in the storm clearing, allowing him to leave. Once it cleared, the man grabs all of his belongings and continued upon his path. But before doing so, he tried consuming the flesh of his fallen comrades. However, he didn't find the taste of their dead flesh appealing or appetizing, so he let them be. After a day or so went by, he finally catches up with the rest of his tribe. But he doesn't want to approach them because of the current condition that he finds himself in. If he went strolling into the heart of camp, it would be the end of him because the rest of the tribe would take appropriate actions to make sure that he was properly destroyed. He is still hungry though, and he needs to feed. So what he does is to wait for night to fall, and with one of the weapons that he has available, he strikes down one of his former tribesmen. Once striking his target, he quickly moves in to finish off his target. But before he can do this, his target manages to scream, alerting the rest of the tribe that something is wrong. Even with the rest of the tribe alerted to what is going on, the skeleton man begins to eat the flesh of his victim. He consumes as much as he can before the warriors of the tribe arrive and put a stop to it. And the skeleton man finds out that he has a taste for the flesh of the living, for it tastes good. He concludes that if he is going to survive, he will need to eat the flesh of the living. Upon hearing the approach of his former tribesmen, the skeleton man once again uses the cover of night to his advantage and disappears. As the night goes on, even with the rest of the tribe looking for him, the skeleton man manages to take down more members of his tribe, eating their flesh as he goes. But eventually, before he can do any more damage, the skeleton man is noticed by the tribe's shaman. To protect the tribe from any further harm, the shaman casts a spell against the walking skeleton. Unfortunately, the spell doesn't destroy him. All that it does is to banish the man from ever approaching the tribe again, as well as to restrain him to the area where he was first created. This restrains the walking skeleton to the location where he succumbed to his curse. At the time, this was fine, for not too many people traveled through that area in large numbers, allowing them to have a good chance of missing the walking skeleton, and the tribe was able to move on without much trouble. The tribe also warned others who would travel through that area to be on their guard and to be on the lookout for the walking skeleton. However, as time went by, this story has all but been forgotten. This allowed more and more people to come to this area. And with the creation of the lake, it allows for even more people, in larger and larger numbers, to be able to visit. As a result of this, the walking skeleton was once again able to obtain its feast. So if you are out taking a night stroll, be on your guard, for you never know if the walking skeleton just might be near at hand.